Hello everyone and welcome to the Commexis Cast Daily for Tuesday, December 5th, 2017. All the news you need to know from our inbox to yours. I'm Matthew McGrorty, the videographer and podcaster here at Commexis, and today I am joined by the lead strategist at Commexis, Phillip Brooks.
Good morning.
And the president of Commexis, Len Ward.
Good morning.
So for our first story today, end of the year spend is going up for video, and so are the prices of it. This is by UU DigiDay. So due to some YouTube controversies, some ad buyers are looking for other places to spend their video ad spend for the end of the year compared to traditionally just sort of going on YouTube. So according to ad buyers, what that means is adding spending on outlets like Hulu and ESPN. Conversations with 4 media agencies executives show that not every client is halting advertising on YouTube due to these controversies and hard news sites, but in general, programmatic video CPMs at non-political publishers and connected TV providers like Apple TV and Amazon Fire have been increasing, which could partially be ascribed to clients' growing demand for brand-safe content, according to agency executives. And one media head from Chicago-based agency said, "I think video CPMs on Hulu have increased around 20% year over year and are even more expensive than primetime TV sometimes. And generally speaking, open exchange video CPMs are up 5 to 8% year over year." There's also a mention that some brands are moving away from news and advertising on YouTube to reach a younger audience, even though some of these controversies are occurring, but that in year over year, YouTube has actually gone down. So the Standard Media Index surveyed 14 video networks and platforms, which included YouTube, Snapchat, Roku, Facebook, Viacom, and Hulu, and found that in terms of direct buys, YouTube, while the largest by video ad spend, has actually gone down 9% year over year from when brand safety discussions started in April. And in comparison, during the same period, brands such as Roku, Snapchat, and Hulu increased 154%, 50%, and 19% year over year, respectively. So a bit of a shift away from YouTube, it seems.
Yeah, and it's been a long time since I took economics, but I take a little bit of issue with the logic being applied here, just because, you know, if you look at anything, there's only so much ad spend they have available. With all these emerging channels popping up, if they're trying to diversify their strategy, they're going to have to divert funds to other channels, and I think we all know that over-the-top programming has blown up in the last few years. So it could very well just be, you know, just the way the market's trending, because all these new channels are opening up, and the ad spend is about the same, and they're just diverting it somewhere else. So, you know, I see that, you know, we can see the trend that people are going away from YouTube, but I don't necessarily agree that it's because of, you know, their argument that the political nature of it is somewhat, you know, dangerous to them. Or, you know, we know that there's been issues about that, and people have tried to get their stuff away from, you know, videos that they feel would be damaging. But I think the average consumer understands that they're not programming the other ads that are in content that's coming up here, and I think they would, you know, they wouldn't necessarily, they live on YouTube, not on the brand itself.
So a correlation, not causation.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, that would be my argument here. But it's interesting because obviously it's a good dialogue to have, and we want to talk about, you know, how, you know, going into 2018, you know, how we should be diversifying your spend on some of these other channels and looking into what's other ways that we can, you know, get your product out there or your name out there. And brand building on over the top, I think, is something that we really need to start considering more of. You know, it's a channel that we haven't considered much of yet, but I think that it's something that, you know, obviously it's blowing up too, and we need to consider how much that could work for our clients.
That video ads as well, I think, is gigantic. It's something we're definitely moving into with Matt. You know, so you know, actually thinking about a commercial and how it plays out, 6 seconds, 10 seconds on YouTube and so forth, even Facebook. In 2018, it's something you need to be putting in your budget. It's an outstanding way to brand your company, and it's just, I think it's just something that's got to be in your marketing budget going forward.
Well, to sort of piggyback on our first story, YouTube is going to be jacking up their ad prices. This is a story by Business Insider.
So said that afterwards.
Yeah. So they're going to be increasing prices for quote-unquote reserved inventory starting next month, following the string of controversies and mishaps that have been going on the platform. The idea here is to sort of capitalize on increased demand among marketers for premium video ad space that is considered safe for big brands to advertise with. And they are going to be selling some of this to its top US channels, and that could increase by the prices by nearly 20% next year. Also, a small side note, YouTube is going to be ridding itself of the unskippable 30-second ad as well. So while we are not entirely sure if it's correlation or causation, YouTube is certainly going to be moving to give a better brand safe message regardless.
Well, I mean, I think obviously some projections fell short somewhere, and we're trying to move the numbers around in the back end to try to meet those same projections for ad spend. But I think they're clearly going in the right direction with this. I think those 30-second ads, people hate them.
Yeah, especially when they're unskippable. Oh my god.
So at least they're showing some sort of responsiveness to what they're getting feedback wise from not only from advertisers but from the end user, which is really the ultimate arbiter of whether or not they should continue with some of those practices.
Yeah, absolutely. And for our final story, you have something, Phillip, on Google PLAs.
Yeah, PLAs have been, this is the year of the PLA, it looks like. This is something we've been predicting for a long time. When I worked at SEMrush, we did some work about PLAs, and I actually wrote a white paper about them predicting sort of this. But 42% growth between Thanksgiving Day and Cyber Monday on PLA source sales. 27% up 27% year over year, and a 35% revenue gain, and a return on ad spend of nearly 8%. So a growth on nearly 8%. So PLAs are finally kind of coming into their own, and as a result of that, it looks like Google's starting to put a little bit more of investment into the Google Shopping campaigns and the actual Google Manufacturer Center, which is something that they debuted in 2015 and kind of abandoned sort of right away, and now it's starting to show some value. And so I think that PLAs are only going to continue to have that growth trending throughout retail on e-marketing. So I would definitely consider, if you're a retail provider online and you have e-commerce, that you put a significant amount of your spend in PLAs.
It's mandatory.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to today's episode of the Commexis Cast Daily. Check us out tomorrow for more of the latest trending news. Have a great day.